Yeah. Two DJs in the mic, what's the vibe tonight? Talking issues, dropping gems, keep the game airtight. Spin it, flip it, mix it, fix it, yo, we here to ignite. Yeah. Hands on the decks, but the crowd don't move. Blame the DJ, not check the groove. Playlist stale, need something brand new. Brakes full of dust, man, what you tryna prove? Yeah. Clubs want cheap, DJs want respect. Promoters cutting corners, man, the scene's a wreck. Yeah. Sink or scratch, doesn't matter the tech. It's about the energy, not the brand on the deck. Two DJs and a mic, turn the dark to the light. Dropping wisdom, spinning true, get the balance just right. Two DJs and a mic, elevate, take flight. Fix the game, spark the flame, keep the future in sight. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, guys, we're back. Day two. No, not day two. What am I saying? We're day one, Midwest Live DJs, and we're here with the great, I know you don't like that, but Rob Peters. How you doing, Rob?
I'm doing great. You know, it's technically day 1.5 because if you think about it, everybody came in yesterday.
You're right. That's why I'm confused.
And they checked in.
And we had a
party.
Yeah, so it's day two.
Oh, it is day two, but I call it 1.5, right? Like that's how that works. So, no, great to be here. Thanks.
Thanks. Are you okay over there?
It's like he slept in or something. He's still asleep this morning.
Who's sleeping?
Him.
Oh, he's doing fine.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rob.
Hey, you know what?
Rob. We appreciate it. All right, Rob, tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
So I'm from Boston. I'm between Boston and Providence.
Okay.
So I'm wedged kind of in the middle there. I've run a mobile entertainment company for over 38 years. We specialize in corporate, so we do a lot of team building. We do a lot of live game shows. We manage about 12 different trivia locations weekly. I also was the owner and still operate bubble parties. So we do kids entertainment with bubbles and music.
I know you from, Rob. That's where I know you from.
And I've written 2 books. I wrote a book 20 years ago called The Business of Mobile DJing to teach the DJ industry how to run business.
Wait,
because 20 years ago, you didn't have it.
I have to shake your hand.
All right.
You spoke at Mobile Beat.
Yeah, I did.
In the side room about the bubbles.
Yep.
You said you were making $39.25 a wedding. Am I right?
Something like that.
Yeah. This was another one of the guys that inspired me, Mike, at my first Mobile Beat. I remember the voice, he stuck with me. You were in that side room, it was crowded, everybody was in there. Okay, all right, we're good now.
He's excited.
Yeah, that's good though.
No, that's good.
Yeah,
that's very good.
This means this is going to be a really good interview.
Yes. I mean, I was so moved by that. I was like, this guy's charging that.
So, it's funny. The bubble thing came out. We talk a little bit about people you look up to in the industry. And when you've been doing it as long as, you're 38 years in, you still have people you look up to. And that, I think, is really important, especially for the younger generation, to just be able to have something to strive for. And my mentor, the guy who convinced me to go full-time in this business, was a guy named John Allo. And he was the guy in my market back in the day. He had the cool brochure. He had the cool business card. And this was before the internet. So he actually had the cool yellow page ad, right? And I got to know him and work with him alongside him. And he got sick. And when he got sick, he had to retire from DJing weddings. And he came up with this concept based on his daughter's daycare. It was career day. And he went and decided to put a little show on for the students about what Mary's dad did for work. And they talked about bubbles. And he did a whole thing with, making kids dance and bubbles and everything else. The kids had so much fun at that career day that they invited him back and offered to pay him. And he started doing these at daycares. And, one of the things that unfortunately with John was he had some health conditions going on. And about 1.5 years later, he called me up on a Sunday morning and said, "Can you meet me? I really need to talk to you. I've got to make some changes with my business." And the next thing you know, we're sitting at his hospital and he's saying to me, "I have to retire and I have 39 bubble parties booked this year. Oh my God. And I need somebody to do them. Can you help me?"
You became Bubblicious.
And I became Bubblicious. I became the bubble music man on the South Shore, Massachusetts. And we did that. I still operate that portion of my business, but I've actually handed it off to one of my DJs who he was the kid-friendly guy in my market. and he did a lot of schools, and he makes me look like I'm standing still when we work an event together doing bubbles. He's just very, I think he eats a lot bubbly. I think he consumes a lot of sugar when I'm not looking, you know. And the kids relate to him really well, and he does really well with the program. And I'm just content right now, filling in from time to time, and actually helping him with his bookings, because he's great out with the kids and performing. But behind the scenes, when it comes to the business and the management and the finances, he wants nothing to do with it. Where I, on the other hand, I wrote a whole book about it 20 years ago to teach the industry how to do it. And that took off. And then flash forward to 20 years later, I actually just wrote a book. It came out a year ago. It's called The Small Business CEO's Playbook, where I'm actually not just teaching the DJ industry about what I've done over 38 years. I've actually applied it to some of the other businesses. I actually used to manage gas stations. I ran a limousine company for a while. So I have a lot of experience with running businesses. And I decided to put that into a book because we live in that era now where everybody's got a side hustle, right?
Yeah.
And they all have this dream that your side hustle is going to be the way you're going to make millions of dollars. And what ends up happening is people get wrapped up in that. They get wrapped up in the whole, oh, wow, I'm going to make $1 million reselling stuff on Amazon. But until you put some structure in place, until you put some processes in place, and then when you build it to do things like empower your employees and understand how to do that, and just build a business that people will see is a legitimate thing. Once you do that, you're on your way. But it's getting from doing it, and the DJ industry is the ultimate side hustle. It's been that way since it came in. Yeah. If you think about it, we didn't really have full-time mobile DJs for a while. So it was the ultimate part-time side hustle for people who are looking to put money in their pocket. Now you've got all these great companies out there.
Yeah, a lot of But you were a great example when I heard you the first time. So
thank you.
That's man, good book. Sounds really good. Sounds like it's going to be good. I'm gonna have to pick up a copy.
Well, we can make that happen. In fact, I can actually make it happen for your listeners. I will put a coupon code out.
Oh, please.
Oh, okay. All right.
Please do.
So what we'll do is we will put let me think here real quick. Hang on. You know what we're gonna do real quick? We're gonna make it. No, what we're going to do is we're going to make it really simple for you guys. Okay, real simple. It's going to be promo code Mike.
I like it.
All right, you like that?
M-I-C or M-I-K-E?
Yeah.
M-I-C?
M-I-K-E.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you said it right the first
If you go to robpeters.biz, what we'll do is we'll take $5 off the cover price. Okay. And it's real simple. It's just M-I-K-E at checkout. And I'll even autograph it.
Okay.
And we'll even hook you guys up with autographed copies here at Midwest DJs Live, which, by the way, great show.
Yeah.
I will tell you, I speak every year at MEX, and MEX is a lot of fun because you're out in Vegas. And I have a lot of different things that I do out in Vegas beyond the show. I have a lot of friends out there. Yes. So it's a good opportunity for me to catch up with a lot of people that I don't get to see around. But when you come to an event like this and it's a regional show, and I find out 2 days before I'm leaving, and we allowed a certain number of books that we shipped out here beforehand, and I counted for that maybe based on half of the count that we have here. When they told me they were sold out, they had 250 people here, I'm like, this is great. I was here, 2016, 2017, talking about bubbles, believe it or not. And we had a booth and we did the whole thing. It was at a different place at that point in time. And there was maybe about 100 people here. And now to see that it's doubled and to see the structure they have in place to build a really good regional show that is attracting attention on a national scale, I think it speaks to the people who put it together, and they do a fantastic job.
Yeah,
they do a wonderful job, and we only hear good things about their show.
Yeah,
and we love being a part of this show. It's well represented.
It's funny from a speaker standpoint. They really do take good care of you and value your contribution here.
That's great.
Yeah. Not that the other ones don't. Rob does a great job with MEX and a lot of the other shows I do. And I'm stepping outside my comfort zone now. So with the new book, it's all small businesses. So I'm speaking at Chamber of Commerce events and small business groups. And that's just a totally different breed. But just what they put into making this show happen behind the scenes is phenomenal. Like rehearsal yesterday was unbelievable. So I'm looking forward to today, 3:00 today. We're gonna take the stage. I take the stage. We're gonna be talking about being the only you, and how in an industry where the media paints us as all the same, right? Like they paint us all as music.
Yes.
And when you look at how easy it is for everybody's marketing, and even when you equate it down to how we present our imaging, it looks the same. How do you stand out? And that's what we're going to dive into today. It's actually a topic that I could go on hours about, but 35 minutes, they'll have a pretty good time with that. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. I put a lot of work into this one. So,
all right.
So tell me this, 38 years, what are some of your prouder moments?
Oh boy. I will say this. Every client is a proud moment. Okay. Because it's a win.
I like
right? In an industry where it's very easy for people to get in and there's all this competition. When I bring in a new client, and I actually have on my wall, I have a picture of a fish.
Okay.
And we actually have what we define as part of our goals as being the big fish clients. These are companies or organizations or events that we want to be doing because we align well with maybe their client base or maybe their mission or so whenever I find a client like that, those are big wins for us. The biggest one that we have is actually something regional in Boston. There's actually this TV show called Phantom Gourmet. And what it is they go out and they do restaurant reviews. Now, behind the scenes, the restaurants pay to be on the show.
Okay.
So, spoiler alert, that's what happens. But it's run by these three brothers. They're called the Andelman brothers. And their dad was a talk show host on radio. He was the sports talk show host. And they've developed this whole food and fun thing that was really cool. And we got our foot in the door with them through one of our corporate clients. And now we do all their photo booths for all their events. We do DJ stuff. They own a drive-in. Think about that. They do this show, and then they also own a drive-in. They do all these weird promotions. Like they have Jimmy Buffett night coming up. And they do back in the day when Rocky Horror Picture Show was the thing. You would go to the theater in Boston and there would be people, and all the people that knew that movie would perform it in conjunction with what was on the screen.
Wow.
And they actually do that kind of stuff. They do a whole horror movie thing. We're actually in the process right now of reworking Music Bingo to work with what they would like to be doing a little bit more. So, but that was one of my big proud moments is when we can get a new client like that through the door. And it doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah,
they always have their favorites, and we have to prove ourselves.
So, what do you define as a big fish client? Are you mean they with you for a while, or the number that they spend, or how do you define that?
I define it honestly. It's got nothing to do with financial.
Okay,
it's got everything to do with: is this a good alignment for us to be associated with from an image perspective? Are they fun? Is it an organization that their client base is going to enjoy what we're doing for them?
So you look at yourself as a specialty.
Exactly.
Type of service. And it's like going to the doctor. You want the right patient.
And
true.
So if you find the right ones, the rest of that stuff just takes care of itself, I'm pretty sure.
Exactly. But as I said, it doesn't happen overnight. In a lot of cases, these organizations work with professional event planners, or they have their favorite DJ already.
Got a lot of red tape
to try and get them to take a chance on us. We have that. That's why we talk about the bubbles being something unique, and not every DJ does that. Same thing with the game shows. We specialize in those particular things because we want to stand out from every other DJ in our market. And I think when you do that, you brought up specialties, and this is something I'll be talking about later today. When you specialize in something, you've got the right to charge more. And think about this.
Can you say that again?
If you specialize in something, you've got the ability to charge more. And think about your doctor. Okay? You can go to your general practitioner who can do everything from diagnose your sprained ankle to give you allergy pills and do a physical for you and do all that stuff. They are like the jack of all trades, but they don't specialize. A cardiologist specializes.
So specializations gives you the right to charge more money.
Well, exactly.
Wow. Okay.
But and when you look at it from that perspective, the average price of a general practitioner is about $220,000. That's their salary a year. A cardiologist makes double.
So let me ask you this, and this just popped in my head.
Sure.
So from your point of view, what is the difference between specialization and customization?
Customization is taking something that you do and tailoring it to a specific client. So it's being a wedding DJ, which could also classify as you're just being a party DJ, wedding DJ. We chameleon a lot in this industry. Yeah. We go from being a wedding DJ one weekend to being we're doing a birthday party the next weekend. The weekend after that, we're doing a school dance or a bar mitzvah. And there's nothing wrong with that. So I want to make sure I put that out there. But you customize those services to each particular event. When you're a specialist, you're specializing in something very particular. So for example, I specialize in corporate team building, and I've surrounded my entire branding and business around corporate team building, game shows, and trivia. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm not going out and doing I have an event next week. I'm actually playing poolside at a campground for 3 hours. Just playing beach music and making announcements for 3 hours. I'm not going to turn that away, but I'm putting most of my effort in building my business around game shows and corporate. So that's the difference between customization and specialization.
Very, very good.
I want you to ask that in my seminar today because I think they need to hear that.
You might need to add that slide in. You got time. That was a good question, wasn't it?
Yeah, because, and I knew you would get it. There's a difference.
There's a major difference.
And one, from what you just said, one gives you the ability, the specialization, to charge more.
Exactly.
The other, not so.
You can charge more. You just can customize what your customer needs. It's not that you're a specialist at it. You just customize it to what they want.
I know it, but that specialization just kind of puts it different. Yeah. And it's not about the customization of it. This is what we specialize in.
Exactly.
You want this?
Yep.
Yeah. I love it.
And you know what I find too is when you specialize in something that you're enjoying.
Yeah.
Like we did a party a couple of weeks ago. We were in downtown Boston. This woman found us online, and she, talking about her history, she was a contestant on The Price is Right years ago.
Wow.
And she had so much fun just being a part of that. She wanted her 65th birthday to be like a live game show.
Wow.
So we actually brought in our game show setup. It was me and one of my hosts. We set up, but she transformed this entire room. It wasn't just game show. She had a giant Sorry game. You know the board game Sorry? You could play that during cocktail hour. Each table had little games like little mini Twister and all that cool stuff. Wow. She had a claw game in there. And we ran 3 or 4 different game shows throughout that entire event. And she split up the entire room. Every guest was on one of 4.
What's the vibe tonight? Talking issues, dropping gems, keep the game airtight. Spin it, flip it, mix it, fix it. Yo, we here to ignite. Yeah, hands on the decks for the crowd don't move. When the DJ not check the groove. Playlist still need something brand new. Crates full of dust, man, what you tryna prove? Clubs want cheap, DJs want respect. Promoters cutting corners, man, the scenes are wrecked. Yo, Saint go scratch, doesn't matter the tech. It's about the energy, not the brand on the deck. 2 DJs and a mic, turn the dark to the light. Dropping wisdom, spinning truth, get the balance just right. 2 DJs and a mic, elevate, take flight. Fix the game, spark the flame, keep the future in sight. Yeah. Fake followers and played streams. Bitches and clout but killing dreams. Then he's playing politics, killing the scene. But we bring solutions, not just a meme. Pay the DJ, they the life of the spot. Don't let the boot get cold when the dance floor's hot. Respect the craft, don't reduce it to a bot. It's an art form, now they get the time for God. Hey, dynamite, oh. Hey, dynamite, hey, dynamite, oh. Hey, dynamite,